I don't see a better way of doing that. I probably should ask for more money. When I do, I get more. Hey, I'm short $5. Probably better. Probably better. There's times I go and I get $5 at a time. There's times I go and I got to go get $1 at a time. But I've never sat on that right corner and not asked enough people and not gotten my $4 for my coffee the next day. It's never not happened. Because a certain amount of people are going to say yes. I've found I don't like cold calls. I don't like spending all day. Even the panhandling. That's truly cold. Most of the people you're talking to have absolutely no interest in what you're pitching. I don't enjoy that. Nobody enjoys that. The Wolf of Wall Street didn't do that. The Wolf of Wall Street was not a cold caller. The Wolf of Wall Street and Wall Street, they had lead scrubbers, okay, that said, hey, somebody's going to call you in a couple weeks. They were dealing with qualified prospects, which are leads, not just prospects. Somebody was calling up the magazine ads. They go to a magazine and they call in, just like today. They're different than internet leads, okay? Same principle. We're going to do an ad. And we're going to get somebody to call us or give us their name for us to call them. That is not a lead. That is a prospect that must be sifted and sorted and rated to have the privilege to be called a lead. We have 3s, we have 2s, we have 1s. So that guy, that was not a good appointment. John Salazar, whatever it was. And then he had a partner. He had to talk to his team. He was basically saying, I need to talk to my wife. That is not a valid appointment. So I had somebody I felt was a customer already. There was not a valid appointment because I didn't overcome any of his objections. I didn't get a yes to my closing question. I asked my closing question. And unlike the real estate calls where I keep going, okay, I asked, if I had a buyer, would you want them? Will you consider taking fair market? I don't want to go on an appointment with somebody that will not consider taking a fair market value offer. Are you selling no matter what? Do you agree the only number that matters in the sale of a house is the number printed on the closing check? You either agree with that or not. You either agree that we're going to focus on the bottom line, or you're going to want to focus on the price of the house and the commission. If you want to focus, if you're a FSBO and you want to focus on the price of the house and the commission, you're not going to list. You're not going to list until you fail. And almost all of them fail. All they get is a million calls from realtors. Nobody in their right mind is going to take a buyer to a FSBO with a half-assed contract at best, hoping they get paid. It's stupid. You shouldn't do it. If they want to sell their house and they want real estate agents to bring them buyers, then they need to go with the program. If they agree, the bottom line is all that matters, I ask them. And this might be, well, I ask them if my partner can sit down with you and prove to you that we're your best chance at top dollar, will you consider listing? I'm asking for an appointment and whether they will consider listing. It's really two questions in one. I might want to break it up. I might be confusing them. Okay. Will you meet? Are you interested in meeting? Will you consider listing? All I really need to know is they will consider listing. If somebody will consider listing at any point, go out there. They are committed to listing the house. They're not just interested. Well, Joseph, how do you know they're interested in listing if they only answer yes? I do agree the only number that matters is the number in the closing check, because now we're talking about closing. Now we're talking about the net. If we're talking about the net, we're winning. If we're not, we're losing. They want to talk about the price of the house, you're losing. What I'm wondering is, okay, there's basically 5 questions there. They get rated essentially 2 through 6. I get a % chance they list and sell, and I've been right every single time in 2 weeks. Now, then you present on the phone. There is no real presentation. You have to have an elevator pitch. What makes me different? That's it. It's the mystery of what you're going to go out and present. If you tell them everything, you don't get in front of them. The whole point of doing a 2-step close is to get in front of them. To get in front of them. You're not calling up to sell anything. You're calling up to get a meeting. With somebody that's at least committed to doing what you want them to do. They're committed to the idea, yeah, it's a good idea to wear shoes. So on the phone, it really stops there. Okay? You sift and sort. And then then you go right to trial close. You skip presentation. Okay? My question that I use, hey, and I could do the same thing in real estate. I don't think you need to do it because I think you're going to lose more often than not if you bring up listing, okay? If my partner, and people do it, if my partner comes out there and convinces you that we're your best shot at top dollar, okay, and puts a listing agreement in front of you, will you sign it? I think you're going to scare more people than it's worth. You lose your low pressure where you're just asking for a meeting. Hey, I'm not asking you to list. They don't want to list. And I get that from agents so often. They don't want to list. Yet. Yet. Well, they don't want to list. Well, what were you going out there to do? Get a listing? Why? They don't want to list. Hey, assholes. They don't want to list yet. Go out, present some free information, and follow up. And actually, my best lead yesterday was a lady that said, call me in August. It doesn't do me no good today, but I might be happy to have that in August. And I used to think that way about these agent calls. I'm going about it the same way the agents do. If I can't get it quick, whatever, you know. Then my life coach screwed me yesterday. I'm not sure what I should be charging these people. I set up a new way of doing this. It didn't work. Do I quit? Well, I ain't quitting no matter what. Did it not work because it's stupid?